Welcome, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about the Bulls. What do the Bulls need to do to be successful within the next couple of seasons?
Land Zion.
That's the number one.
Podcast over.
Yeah, podcast over, done. Land Zion. We'll talk next year. No, I think Zion is great. He'll help the team a lot, and I would think that some players would probably want to play with him, so it brings some agents, some free agents. But what do they need to do with their current roster? I mean, they traded Bobby Portis. They got rid of him. They got Otto Porter Jr. on a pretty big contract. Dunn is not playing as well as people anticipated. Zach LaVine likes to shoot up a lot of shots. Not very strong defensively. But he's a solid player, though. He can drop points if he had the right veteran to kind of lead him and grow with that team. Laurie's playing pretty well.
Laurie's looking.
We do have some nice young talent, but some talent that's not really planning out. So, what do you think needs to happen? Let's start with Dunn. Do you continue to try to develop him?
I think for Dunn, I would move him as a backup point guard, or as I would honestly get rid of him, depending on if you draft a point guard.
Also, there's some free agents out there, like Kemba Walker we were talking about. He's going to be a free agent. Why not try to land a guy like Kemba Walker? Why not go after Kyrie full throttle?
Well, I think once they traded for Otto Porter, that took him out of the cap space. But I think what they should try to do is maybe get Derrick Rose back.
That's fair. He's playing really well. I think
he's playing really
18
well.
and 6, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think you get that veteran leadership. Maybe even
start him?
Depending on who you have at point guard. If you have like Morant who's coming into the draft, if you draft him, maybe start him and then Derrick Rose off the bench, and then maybe go after a guy like JJ Redick as well. Get that veteran leadership, maybe to help Zach LaVine a bit.
But do you build around Zach LaVine?
No, because I think Zach LaVine. I think the issue if they get Zion is LaVine, Zion, and then Laurie all need the ball in their hands. Yeah. Otto Porter is good from the standpoint that he doesn't really need the ball. He can catch and shoot. Zach LaVine needs 20 to 30 shots a game, and he dribbles the ball a lot. And I think that's just an issue in today's NBA. You can't have a guy who just dribbles the ball for 20 seconds and then hoists up a shot.
Luka does it. Yeah,
but Luka is making them.
Luka does it. James Harden does it.
Yeah, but I think that those systems work for them.
We forgot to talk about. Do they need to make a coaching change?
I think that's the first thing they need to do. Is
this guy Jim Boylan doesn't have a lot of respect. Fred Hoiberg was, got his head cut off mid-season.
I think they need to get a coach.
Who would they get? I don't know how many.
I think it all starts at the top. To start,
bring Tom back.
I would bring in a new GM.
Oh man, those
new voice. Yeah. Maybe the guy from Boston, the assistant GM from Boston, since they've done a good job drafting and getting free agents.
Mm-hmm.
And then get a new head coach. You can develop.
I don't
players.
think that Gar and Pax are ever going to break up. I wish they would.
Well, I think the owner needs to break them up.
Well, I don't think the owner is going to break them up. They
have
too much. They went through so many coaches, but the GMs have not changed, and I think the real problem is there.
Yeah.
They're not spending a lot of money. They don't do a good job at landing free agents.
Yeah, if you look at it...
it's a big market. Why can't they land a big free agent?
Well, if you look at it, I don't know if there's a correlation, but Reinsdorf owns the White Sox and the Bulls, and neither of them can land a free agent.
Well, because...
Reinsdorf tried to get Machado for the White Sox, and he couldn't get it. They tried to get Tracy McGrady for the Bulls, LeBron, Wade, all these guys in...
Kobe. They couldn't land Kobe.
They couldn't land any of them. So I don't know if there's a correlation, if it's... Because the other teams in the city, the Bears and the Cubs, have no issues getting a top free agent. So
yeah,
I don't think it's the city. I'm thinking it's like the organizational structure. So I think they need to get a new coach who can develop talent, and then from there, I'd try to maybe trade Zach LaVine.
Try to trade and get what for him?
Well, I think maybe picks. Maybe
doesn't he have a no trade clause?
Yeah, he has a no trade clause.
Why would they give him that?
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, I think Zach LaVine is somebody who is nice to watch. He'll have flashy dunks. He might score 40, 50, but I don't think he's somebody you can win a championship with.
Yeah.
He's not gonna carry a team. And once you get that top 2-3 pick, you surround it with veteran leadership, a good head coach who can develop that young talent, and the Bulls are in the proper kind of way.
You know, it's crazy to me. We're talking about management. Derrick Rose being at his prime, his MVP year. He's playing with Joakim Noah, which played well. He's playing with Keith Bogans as a starting shooting guard. An old Carlos Boozer that was not very successful.
Luol
Deng. Had the team spent money during that time, I think they could have been able to land a championship. This was before the Warriors are the Warriors. So I mean, they lost to Miami.
And I think the Bulls always overrated their own players, and they were never willing to go get a guy like J.R. Smith, who, as a fourth option, why not? He won one with Cleveland, so getting just a shooting guard at that point who can knock down open shots would have helped the Bulls a lot. Instead, we had Keith Bogans averaging 6 points or whatever.
John Lucas and the list goes on.
And then they signed Rip Hamilton when he was in a wheelchair.
And pretty much, I think they had to roll him out in a wheelchair. But anyways, what do you guys think the Bulls need to do to start becoming a contender? This right now they're third in the East and they're winning for no reason. Try to lose some games so we can get some nice high-end draft picks.